Ooh, I like that one. Yeah. You are listening to the Lost Minds. You say it, that sounds better. You are listening to the Lost Minds podcast.
Let's get this session started with a deep breathing exercise. And by deep breathing exercise, I mean, see on the inside.
Hello. What are you doing? Just making a podcast. Bet your ass cool. Those whistles.
Okay, now you can re-say it because now it's on.
Wet your whistles, boys and girls.
Wet them. We are back.
After
a long time.
A couple weeks.
Couple months.
A couple weeks added together equals a couple months. We took a vacation.
Where?
Well, we all took different places.
It's like hesitation. What was it?
I don't want to give out your guys' places, but where I went was fucking amazing. I went to the West Valley City dump.
Ooh.
I stayed there for a week. I stabbed myself on a few sharp pieces of glass. Needles.
No biggie.
No biggie, though. The doctor said I'll be fine after about a week when we get a test back.
A couple amputations
later.
Do a quick interjection. I feel the worst thing to fall into, or one of the worst ones in Saw, was that needle pit, where like they had the needle pit and they had to like search for the keys.
Oh yeah.
It's like all the fucked up needles, and that guy's like tosses that person there. So
why would you just do that?
Because that's how I imagine you're at the dump right now. Okay, go.
Yeah.
it's like looks like a fucking dirty cyclops. Got freaking things all stabbed all over him, dude. That's like the way that they dug through it is the worst way. Swimming
Just
through
remove
needles.
them one by one.
It's like that crazy shit with Scrooge McDuck where he's like swimming through coins. I'd love to see someone fucking dive headfirst in a pile of coins.
Didn't you do it on Family Guy where he's like, and he's like, it's not a liquid. It's not a liquid. It's a lot of mini solids making a big solid.
Ouch.
It's a lot of small solids put together to make one really big solid. He's like broken legs and arms.
It's a practical way to be honest, I would be curious if they even had that many coins, too. You know, remember how we did the Smeckles thing? We went to go get, like, fucking gold dollars?
Oh, yeah, there was a trillion.
But it's crazy. He must have been
gazillion in his fucking
Scrooge
vault.
McDuck?
Yeah.
Or?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because we had 50.
Well, he was the richest man in
like
that universe or whatever.
Who? Scrooge McDuck?
Scrooge McDuck, yeah. That's why he had all those coins, because he was literally the richest person in that universe, or whatever you want to call it, Ducklandia or whatever.
Oh, I guess that's
why he had
Disney?
so many.
Now I get, for some reason, I didn't put two and two together, but it makes sense now with like being Scrooge McDuck. That's where the term, all that stuff being, they made him the most eccentric.
Yeah, he was the richest person in the world, and that's how he kept his money, was in a big vault.
Oh, God.
And it was all in gold coins.
What the fuck does a duck want with all that money?
Well, he's obviously a gold-laying egg duck.
Because they want to get duck food.
Holy shit. Did you see the footage of the pelicans that Irma, like, wrecked? Mm-mm. Where Hurricane Irma went through the islands, and there's, like, all these pelicans that got smashed. Oh. And, dude, they don't even look real. The video doesn't even... Pelicans are weird.
They stood there?
Wait, is it pelicans? What are those pink ones called?
Flamingos.
Flamingos.
The pelicans are going to put all the shit.
I was like, there goes a lot of unborn babies.
Flamingos. Flamingos, same thing, dude. They look so weird. They're the weirdest bird. Google, like, a featherless flamingo. That's what they were basically showing. They look gross. They don't even look real. Like,
this skinny-ass, weird fucking...
Yeah.
The double-kneed or their legs are so weird.
Their legs are so long. It's like so 4 times longer than their body. Then their wings are...
Small body. Is it small body?
Yeah, small body with a big-ass head on a really tiny, like, pencil
God,
neck.
Right. They have a big beak and shit, huh?
They're usually sitting in front of a lawn.
Yeah, in front of, like, or in, like, some kind of Disney movie.
Dude, that would be a lawn ornament to start selling Hurricane Irma flamingos.
Dude,
instead of, like, the pink flamingos.
There were piles of, like, pink flamingos.
Dude, that Hurricane Irma fucked some shit up. I guess we could bring it back to some conspiracy stuff. Do you believe in that HARPA stuff?
HARPA, yeah.
HARPA, yeah, with
high
the weather
atmosphere
control.
radar penetrating pussy or something like that. I don't know.
Well, supposedly, I always like that. Not what's that guy's name? Not Mario. Yamasaki.
Luigi?
No, he's a astrophysicist or like a string theorist, and he's one of the guys that like helped create the Harpa. It goes on TV all the time. But yeah, even like, yeah, no, we do it all the time. We do it in the labs, and then they made the bigger ones, and they started doing the cloud seeding and all that stuff. And then now, 3 hurricanes after 10 years.
But why would they
level 5?
Why don't they use those hurricanes to like destroy North Korea or something?
That's what I get too. That's what like because
Like,
I was
they'll
talking
test
with
it
your
on
brother
Florida.
on it a little bit. You know, I'm always curious about like because even if there was a conspiracy,
I think
if that
it's
would be
to
the one, it's like
distract.
why
To distract. Because didn't
Well, I
Trump
guess
sign
if
some
they
shit
would
or
take down
something?
some buildings, they could take down an entire state. What's the difference, right?
It's I mean, well, I could definitely see it being how you said
And a distraction?
distraction.
Oh yeah,
For what?
keep everybody busy while
'Cause
you sign some bills in. You know,
Because think about it, people I feel like are generally kind, generally concerned, and they see people in things. Right now, there's like a bunch of these YouTubers I watch. They're now creating funds and things like that to go down and help people in Houston, to help people down in Florida. There's people that are YouTubers that were down in Florida that are now doing all these GoFundMe's and doing live videos, and so you kind of like feel this community thing. And I do feel like that is a great play. If you're trying to throw a distraction, because
they're not talking about what's
can-
going on, right?
yeah,
Yeah, but
you
it's
can
hurricane
guess.
season, so is that either good timing or is it just hurricane
Well, think
season?
about last hurricane season.
I just feel like hurricane season comes around to just erase all the bad that's going on. So, like, after hurricane season, more bad starts to build up till the next year.
Like an
it's
act of
really
God.
bad, and then hurricanes come in to save the day again. Here we come again.
An act of God. It's like, oh. Because like the Hurricane Jose, right? It's just sitting there spinning, right? Getting powerful.
I think so.
It's the
More
Mexican
more
one.
powerful.
That's
It's
why it's
gathering
Dude,
power.
lazy.
Mexico was the one that pissed me off. They got fucking hit by a hurricane. They got hit by a fucking earthquake.
At the
It's like,
same time.
You don't hear shit. Like, I haven't heard like
no,
hardly
I think
anything
like
on
63 people died or something like that.
No,
Dude,
no. It
Mexico
hit the
City, one of the most
desert. A
populated-
couple bricks fell off of a
Exactly.
shed.
them. Oh, what was that? Get your ass out there and fix the fucking garage.
A fucking hurricane. Pablo, fix that shit.
Did you see that
Keep it.
bowling alley video in Mexico, some city or whatever? It's pretty crazy. They're like sitting in there, and then you can see the earthquake going on. But this kid's just still fucking playing the video game, the arcade.
That's because it's a fucking
Yeah.
hoax.
Good
Did you
guy.
hear about the Narcos, dude?
The
The dude who does the scouting for the scenery and shit. He was down in
Oh,
Mexico
yeah.
scouting for the next season, and they fucking killed him.
Really?
He got gunned down.
Oh, do you think they don't want him to make Narcos, or do you think he's just in the wrong area?
I think he was just in the wrong area.
He was in the wrong
You're
part of
mapping that.
town.
They're like, oh shit, he's doing pretty well. He's kind of doing the kind of things that Mr.
He's like, who's
Chapo
that?
might do himself. It's like,
Who's the guy sitting over there reading the newspaper from 6 months ago?
Get him.
Get him, boys.
Because the whole cartel thing's kind of crazy too. They have pretty much a whole set of social media and news source you can watch all their pretty much the
It's
cartel's
kind of crazy, but it's
side.
kind of cool, though, if you think about it. Like, if you're the village that they come to,
Yeah, they're like hooking
and,
your ass up.
and you're kind of, let's say you're in a shitty situation, you don't have food or health care for your friends or
Well, that's
family.
how they get you.
That's how they get you, but
Yeah.
is it super bad for you, or is it kind of good?
Well, I think if nobody else is going to fucking help them and there's one hand reaching out to...
Yeah, but you want to
Give you a-
depending
a
on the
hand.
help. Like if all of a sudden they're like, we really want to help this village. We know that you guys really like growing squash and all, but we're gonna take out every single thing, every crop out of here, and we're gonna move to cocaine. And then next thing you know, you're like working the freaking fields, and stuff like that. And they're like, let's go. And then stuff like that. They don't give out bonuses. They give out chopped off hands for people that don't make it fast enough, And so they make man, this bonus sucks.
I think that would suck. If they were nicer, if it was like, hey, we know you can't do it, so we brought you in some heavy machinery to make more cocaine.
Well, if they hooked everyone
I'd be like,
up,
all right.
like they hooked up people that are in the cartel, like someone that actually gets in the cartel, you really have to worry about other people. But for the most part, if you're higher
for
up,
everybody.
yeah, you get a lot of shit, and if maybe it was like that, spreading the wealth of everything else. But I feel even if they were to take over, it doesn't matter who's kind of in control. There's always got to be that someone wants to be in charge or king or some shit, and then next thing you know.
Yeah, I think if
It has to be
they
the
went
lower-
into a village and they're like,
Yeah, I'm
what
pretty
do
sure
you
there's no-
guys need here for just keep your mouth shut kind of thing. If the villager's like, we want running water and better roads,
Then they'd be like, you're asking too much. Bam, bam.
Yeah.
And the cartel came in. They're like, all right, that's what, 20 grand.
But
We'll
I guess
build it for you. And
even
then we have a safe sector here to like do whatever we want, right? You buy the people with love, not with terror. If they were to do that, I'd be like, you know what?
No, for me, I'd be like, I want
okay,
someone
good for
not
you.
coming here being like, what do I need, and stuff. It's like, I need a lot of things, I just want to
a
be
helicopter,
to doing that thing
fuel
as
for a
we go,
lifetime.
I'm going to try and do that because when you get down those roads, I feel like, it's like with Afghanistan, when each time when I watched that documentary, this is what war or winning the war looks like. And basically they're going to each tribe and every place is a tribe and they're like just so bent out of shape. So they don't give a fuck who's there. They're like, are you here for America? Or are you here for, Taliban? Whoever is in the village. We're just trying to live. We just want to get the hell from here to here and not get killed, And it almost becomes, I feel like that's the thing where people are just like, man, I just want to live. I just want to live. If these are the bad guys, as long as they're not killing us, fucking whatever, It's like, I just want to live. If this government's not fucking us, then there's always like that bit of contentment that people just kind of like.
I guess, but you've got to be on a side, dude.
Yeah,
You have to choose.
You got to be on the red team or the blue team. There ain't no middle
You're either
team.
Team Edward or Team Jacob. Come
Yeah.
on, Brick.
That's the
your
idea of the
shit.
middle way, because you're right. There is no. It's always like, how do we have light? Because we have dark. How do we
Okay.
have hot? Because we
What
have
are
cold.
magnets?
Yeah, what are magnets?
What are books?
They're not
Better question.
Magnets are things that are
How are mirrors
unmagnetic.
real if our eyes aren't real?
We
How
always
are
can't see
eyes real if mirrors don't reflect?
How can you reflect without a mirror?
Water.
How can you reflect without light?
Ooh, there you go. This is, you can't do anything without light. But what are you trying to reflect? Maybe you're trying.
Oh shit, dude! So I was listening to a UFO fucking video, and they said that the reason they think UFOs started showing up on Earth was after we detonated the nukes, and that's because they think that when you detonate a nuke on Earth, there's an alternate universe, right? And a nuke is such an enormous amount of power, and it's also splitting an atom, so it's creating and destroying like material, right, in the world instantly. So they think if you detonate a nuke on our realm in this universe, that it actually does damage in another alternate universe of Earth. So imagine being in an alternate universe where there's no war or nothing going on, and then all of a sudden an entire city gets wiped out.
Earthquake.
And you're like, whoa, what
What the hell?
fuck?
Why is there an earthquake?
Yeah, that's because there's a nuke going off in another universe.
Damn. So then they were like, all right, you guys like to fucking set off atom bombs? Here is
Hurricanes.
a couple of hurricanes. Call this one Jose, the other one Irma.
Ilmer.
So they have to say it
And-
backwards. Omri.
Yep.
Omri.
But I heard that same thing with the aliens. Well, sort of similar, but the idea is once a nuke went off, basically splitting an atom that creates, nuclear fission, which is what creates a star. So, like, technically you could create a solar system with that. You can create life, heat, whatever, that type of energy that the sun is, technically. And so, like, once that happens, there's a higher community of, higher state of mind, which if there wasn't aliens, I believe they'd be way more advanced than us. And so if that's the possibility of them coming, it's like a trigger for them. Like, oh man, these little creatures now have nuclear energy. We have to monitor them before their next
And they're so
stage
smart that they crash into our planet.
When have they crashed in our planet?
Fucking Roswell.
I believe that was actually
Area 51.
a Russian spy jet that crashed, and then they
most
made
definitely.
it to let it run as a UFO
In Russia,
story, so they
over
didn't let people
Tunguska.
know that it was a Russian spy ship that got that far in. Because they even have like pictures of like a bunch of old school ones of all these different two-man pods and stuff that the Russians had been flying and doing all kinds of crazy space,
Those
basically
cosmonauts.
space flying ones. Yeah, they'd break because they had like that jet that would almost go break off into like where you'd be in that zero gravity, and just it was that first like stealth one and be like.
So you think it was cosmonauts just crash landing into Roswell?
Spies, yes.
There's some shitty spies.
Because the lady that was like actually worked for like what the heck was it? Some form of division of that came out, and her and a couple other people that worked with, they collaborated on a book, and they wrote that, and it was on Stephen Colbert. Even though it's kind of a little different, but I was like, because it is a comedian based thing. So, but I'm like, it's an interesting idea.
Have you seen on Reddit the adding air bubbles to sand makes it move like a liquid?
No,
It's fucking cool, dude. They have a Tupper, like a big old bucket of plastic. And they filled it with sand, and they have a air bubbler underneath it. And they have a ball on top, like a rubber air ball. And they put it on top of the sand, and they try to push it, and the sand doesn't go anywhere. They turn the air bubbler on, and they push the ball all the way under the sand, and they let it go, and it comes flying back out like it would underwater.
Really?
Yeah, and it works just like a liquid. So what I'm thinking is aliens have bubblers under the deserts in Africa, where when they need to fly out, they turn the sand into liquid, fly out, and they flying around the planet, right? Then when they need to fly away, they push a button like a garage door opener. The sand turns back into a liquid. Zoom, they fly into the sand.
This alien forgot to hit the remote button.
Yep, and he crashed right into Roswell. Boom, he missed it because all the sand looks the same.
See, I feel like if an alien can master space travel, they're not going to crash.
Well, you get drunk. You have a couple of
That's
beers.
true. That's true.
He was probably in Las Vegas.
He was in Vegas. That's true.
But at the rate we're going, I could feel us having planes that would be not user air available. You know, it would be like
There
AI
shouldn't
based.
be.
To be honest, I feel like teleport. You know, but then again, yeah, you show up.
Honda came out with a motorcycle that could self-balance itself. So you can stand on it and the motorcycle will self-balance itself. And it'll follow you, too.
Like,
so,
is it a bolt bike or is it
it's
like
an
enduro?
It's a bullet bike. It's mid
I like those
mix
enduro
between
ones,
a
like
street
those
bike and a
BMW
bullet
ones.
bike. But
That's cool.
dude, they like let the bike sit there and the front wheel moves really fast to like balance itself so it doesn't fall over on its side. And then it'll follow you. So if you tell the bike to come to you, it'll drive to you. And it'll follow you through doorways and shit, and it won't fall over.
That's cool.
That's nuts.
See, that's what's the way of the future. Like Tesla, how they just had that thing come out where if you're parked in a spot and someone walks up to give you a ticket, it'll drive off autopilot and fucking drive around the block. And it'll let you know. It's like, I'm driving around the block because somebody's going to give you a ticket or someone's trying to get in. And so they'll just drive around the block until you go to a place and it'll come up to you. That's the fucking way I want my life to be lived, you know? Just be like,
Damn.
I think it would be cool if they were community cars.
me too.
Right.
Fuck that, dude.
What?
You have that
Yeah, you just hop in
stinky ass
it.
turd that just.
Whoa,
you know.
what happened?
Uh-oh.
Audio just broke.
Wait, keep.
For fuck's sakes, man. Why are we paying $1,000 a month for this? Each.
What I was saying before I got rudely interrupted.
I thought it was just mine.
What were you saying before this got interrupted?
No, you have
Stinky
that fucking jackass in the neighborhood who just leaves his fucking
French
breakfast. Yeah, all his shit in there.
But there'd be a fine for that.
No, there wouldn't.
Yeah, there would.
No, there wouldn't.
You'd have a camera in the Tesla that would watch you unless you don't want it to watch you. And if you left stuff there, the Tesla would go to a facility and it would get cleaned and you'd go back on the street. Or after each use, a Tesla would park into a technician's
So
zone
you'd
and it would
see
get
Bob
cleaned up.
driving home, and you're like, God damn it, there goes Tesla. It's not going to be ready for us because it has to go in for...
No, there'd be
a
another one ready.
routine
There'd
inspection.
always be one ready. So if
Yeah.
you click on it, it'd be like an Uber. Car pulls up to your house, ready to take you, Mr. Archie, to your location. You jump in and you're like, take me to Roswell right away.
And then
Access
if you're
denied.
We've noticed that you've selected the upgraded armor version with 3.5 caliber machine guns. Correct. Take me to Roswell.
there'll be an extra charge added to your card. Is this okay? Fine.
Do it. We noticed you selected the flying Tesla. We will be there in
The jet
minus
Tesla.
35 seconds.
But even if it was just like pods, even, you know, that was far on the street. Because even right now with Lyft, they have scheduled pickups. So someone would be like, pick me up at 7:50. You can click on the thing, show up at the location 7:50. So just the remote, you know, basically say you had garages, you could just ping it and it comes down the street from your house. You know, and say you drive all the way to the city and then it goes to a garage there. Just like a green bike, you know.
Dude, you ever hear of Japanese pod hotels?
Oh, yeah, with those little things. I want to stay in one of those.
Capsule hotels or whatever?
Yeah.
Where you basically, it's just like a
You
small,
in a backpack.
Yeah, tiny little bed,
That's
dude.
it.
And you're like 1 inch away from somebody else, too. It's just like, everyone's like,
You can literally smell each other's farts.
yeah.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
that'd be
cool.
weird.
That's why when I go there, when I plan on going there, I'm just going to eat beans. Tons of beans. Like, it's going to be great.
Time it for right when you're about to leave.
This is going to be great.
See if you know your Japanese culture, what kind of beans would be there.
What kind of beans?
Yeah, I don't even know if they have beans.
Samurai beans.
Would you like some of these beans?
I'll be like, can I get some samurai beans? Yeah, you can. You're the first person who said it right.
Yes.
Yes, I knew it.
It'd be actually really cool. I've had, I think, Japanese food one time here, and I don't know. I'd really like
Sushi?
to go try. Well, yeah, that, and then because like it's
We should
almost
go
like
to a
Korean
Japanese
barbecue.
market, dude.
Where?
On State Street.
I thought it
It's
was
an
Chinese,
actual
wasn't it?
Japanese. No, there's an actual Japanese market there.
Oh, the one you're sending those toilet things of, the toilet
No,
candies?
that's in Chinatown.
Oh, it's the China. Okay, I remember that place.
The place I'm talking about is like all strictly Japanese shit, and it's weird in there. You got to go into the back. Like the front is a little
I want
store,
to go to Japan so bad.
and then in the back is like a weird little soup shop. Dude, it genuinely looks like an old
That's pretty
Japanese
tight.
place. We should go there one
I
day.
don't want to go. Just thinking about it, like I had a vision of like Japan, like going through the city with all the neon freaking craziness. It kind of almost
Just
nice.
samurai everywhere.
Just like
Ninjas. You know they're
Ninjas.
there.
because they.
but-
Well, I bet they
can't see
used.
them.
But you think about that. So that art, almost that precision and design and everything, how they put everything. So it's pretty nice and modern.
They have a
and nice.
lot of rulers.
Everything in there is
a
good.
lot of levels.
I bet it was like
Levels.
that for like an old, say, American or whatever British person that made the trek to Japan. Oh my God, what are these samurai? And then you hit the samurai, you see in the pagodas and all these things. It probably looked like how it does to us, where you're like, look at the freaking design, look at the
Everything's
technology.
in English there, dude.
Look
They
at
don't even have nothing written in Japanese anymore.
That's a freaking lie.
I'm just kidding. I'm serious though. It's all in English. It's basically America.
Dude, that's such a lie.
Imagine taking an exact cookie cutter version of Japan and you just stamping out Chicago and just putting it there.
Goddamn
Yep.
lie.
That's what it looks like.
Oh, we
I've
don't-
been there in my dreams.
Well-
I'm like, this looks a lot like Chicago.
Everybody cheers for you when you walk down the street. It's so weird.
Yeah.
They raise you on their shoulders.
I would believe it because when I went to the British Virgin Islands or the U.S. Virgin Islands, we went on that thing. Going back to Irma, I feel bad for those guys watching
What
that.
guys?
The Virgin Islands. Oh, exactly.
Mother Nature's eraser.
Because, yeah, we went there. So we go to the Virgin Islands. We go to the U.S. Virgin Islands. Show up there. All of a sudden, get out there. We've got Sprint, full LTE, cops are in cops' uniforms. Everything's in English. American cars, American buildings, American billboards. Talking to the people. That was like taking us on the scuba diving things. They're all Americans. I'm like, what the heck? What kind of visa did you have to get down here? It's like, we don't have visas. We just flew down here. I'm like, so you just flew down here? Yeah, we live here. It's America. He's like, you have to talk and do things, whatever, but it's basically this American. If you're an American citizen, you can have the commute here, whatever.
They're not Virgin Islands anymore.
Oh,
They got fucked by Irma.
my. Dude, they have a slider photo thing where you can. Fuck.
Penetrated.
Freaking the slider thing they have. Have you seen that
On
one?
what? Their phones?
Of the island where you can like slide the cursor over what would look like from before and after. Dude, that joke is also real because it's fucking like you see it, it's like all green, all this kind of stuff. You move it across, nothing there. It's like whoa.
It's just blue water. Okay, there's more cruising zone.
What is that one? Bermuda.
Bermuda.
Oh man, there's like I think like 98% of the structures were destroyed or like are gone or something.
Holy
Like that.
shit.
Bahama.
And yeah, the people in the
Mama.
that's funny. I was listening to that before we got here.
Really?
I was like, what a random shuffle. Yeah, on the iPod. It's like
Dude, that just makes. What is that?
it went from Lil Wayne 3-Pete
What's that theory where
to that Beach Boys.
if you pay attention to what is going on in your life, you'll notice a lot of similarities every day.
Simulation theory.
Simulation theory.
I believe.
Jar Jar Binks theory.
Jar Jar Binks
Wait,
is a
isn't Jar
Jedi.
Binks like the Dark Sith or something?
Yeah, he is the Dark Sith. He's got to be. There's no way he's not.
I heard they just took him out because it was
They didn't take him out. He's still
fan,
alive.
but he was going to play a lot bigger roles, but they had a lot of fan backlash.
No, because they had a lot of fan backlash. What's his bucket? George Lucas just started making it a big deal. Like Jar Jar Binks was going to be a big part of it. But when it came out, he wasn't that big a part of it. And he did it on purpose to trick everyone.
Oh, what? In the actual, like, the old film? Mm-hmm. I think he is a part of it. And I think he actually is a Dark Sith.
I think they were going to try to make him into it, but after the movie was out, everybody's like, fuck that guy.
Dude, all the crazy shit that he did, like, I watched a bunch of, like, debunking videos, and he has to be. There's no way he couldn't. None of his other species members could do what he did. He knew people were coming in through doorways before they even showed up. Like, have you ever watched that? Like, how to prove Jar Jar Binks is a dark Sith?
I feel like I have, but I would actually like to go watch. I like those kind of videos.
You should watch it because
I'd like to go watch one of those.
in one of the ones where he's like up in Emperor Palpatine's like place where he's hanging out. He's like, "Oh, here they come," and even the drones are like, "What? Who's coming?" And the drones look, and that's when the Jedi's come through the front door.
Damn.
And it's like, how the fuck did he know they were showing up? Like he went to the door and opened the door for them. Even
like
the
those
Jedi's
kind
are
of videos.
confused. They're like, "What? How'd you know we were showing up?"
See, people, I like that because people, they
Something
can
like
do it when, especially with cinematography and the way things are done. Because I mean, I watch a lot of YouTubers that these guys will like. One guy watched the video "Humble" that are from Kendrick Lamar, and he could tell how everything was done. He recreated how every camera angle was done, how they did all the techniques, where the lightings were set up, for the lights and stuff. And they're just masters, And then when you hear these people that kind of dissect a story, they get to the point because they have been into that realm, they can go to that level and stuff. So when they hear it, they can dissect it. It's like they wrote it almost, they have that connection to it. And so sometimes people will pick up the weirdest shit, and I'm like, damn.
Yeah,
Then
it's like
sometimes
that,
you also go down that road.
like that Rick and Morty after the end of season 2. I don't know if you guys watched how many people try to fucking figure out what the fuck was going to happen the next season. But I guess they were like, I don't know, fucking, I don't even know their
I don't
names.
think you can figure out what happens in Rick and Morty. It's so random.
The people, I guess, found out how, and like so much, like to a T, that they had to change the story.
Yeah, because what's the deal with the dad and stuff? Like the divorce.
Like it's just nuts. It's crazy how people figure shit out.
It is still, even though it is like based on like craziness and like the idea of infinity, because I believe that's how the universe actually is. I believe infinity, and so infinity means anything times infinity. You're the best times infinity or whatever. So like a million bests, and so like they're all crazy.
Oh,
But
a million would be a number. Infinity wouldn't.
Yeah, but I guess we're going with the same time.
You're the best a million times over.
Yeah.
I guess it's not as good as
Yeah,
infinity.
I guess it's not infinity, huh? It's like, is that all I am to you, dude? Have you
a
seen
million and one. Okay,
have you
now
seen
you're
that same tattoo
petty.
that everybody's got on their forearm of the infinity symbol? Mm-hmm. Come on, it's like how many fucking that? You're gonna start noticing that simulation theory. You're gonna see everyone's got a freaking they probably got a little name right here.
Oblong 8.
Yeah,
Simulation theory is real, dude.
but
If you start paying attention
It
to
is.
it, you'll notice.
Tell all of
weird
our
shit.
listeners right now what they're going to start noticing, Admir.
All right, you're gonna start noticing change everywhere. There's gonna be pennies, mainly pennies.
Mainly?
But you might see quarters, some dimes, some nickels everywhere. You're gonna see them on the street.
Loose
You're gonna
change.
see them.
What's the most
in your
common
pocket.
year that you've noticed?
72.
Oh.
72 is the most common year. On quarters, pennies, nickels is 92.
it's the millennium.
But you're going to start seeing that. And then if you start paying attention to anything, names, numbers, cars, colors, you're going to start seeing more and more of it. So if you want to get rich, you want to start thinking about lots of money in your bank. Just start thinking about it and it'll happen.
Just walk into
Now-
a bank if you have a gun. You want to keep it exposed at all times.
That's a bad idea. Don't do that.
Oh.
That's a bad idea. But what you do want to do is keep thinking about it. Now that I've given you that information, what I need you to do is I need you to forward $10 to my
all.
GoFundMe.
That's all it is. Just $10.
$10 from every single one of you, which will probably be about $50 by the time this thing airs.
I'm not giving you $10. You're going to get $40.
No, that's all my subscribers together. So I'm have about $50, and that's when I could buy a new ball cap. And because I'm envisioning a new ball cap on my head.
Yep.
And I need it to happen. Simulation theory. Bring it back to you. Take it back to the Instagram. Holla at me. Holla at your boy.
Don't do that. Don't holler at him. Let me holler at you. Let me holler at you. Let me holler at you. With the simulation thing, though, I feel you'll also... It's not as much as a random, but more so with a lot of times people, too, that you're also more connected with and more similar with. Because that's the idea of the simulation. It's more of like the random access where it's...
Also, if you're a single
Like-
lady between the ages of 25 and 30,
yeah, if you bring it in here.
you need to get in here and hang out with me. Preferably, you know...
You say 25 and 30?
Yeah,
That's your pool?
that's it.
What about, like, there's some people
Every
like
year I get older, it
35,
moves. No, it
30.
moves up once. Next year it'll be 26, 31.
Dude.
2732. I have that gap.
1738.
That's the year.
72 is the year, right?
72 is the year.
But I feel that it more like, so that example I use is...
Wait, do you really not know what simulation theory is?
No, I know what it is. I just didn't know what the fuck Brick was talking about. He said something about humans, then he said something about animals.
What were you talking about?
I was saying more so it's easier to like see the simulation not like within just a random stuff you're seeing around like in the city, but with someone more that you're naturally connected with, you know. So like it would happen more with you or Erica or like with a friend or like the example I use because there's similarities, you know. So it's like the idea of the random access. You share similarities.
Okay,
so
no,
you,
so you're saying-
you share in like experience.
So you'll be thinking of the fucking song like a
Baby,
"Don't
come
Go
back."
Chasing Waterfalls," and then someone else will walk into the room that you're really close with, and they'll be like, "Oh my god, I haven't heard this song in a long time." And
or the example I used
Something
is
like that.
we one time watched the sunrise and it was like crazy orange, yellowish, and the
Like
way
a
I
normal
described
sunrise.
it, yeah. But the way I described it, I'm like, it's like tequila sunrise. I'm like, it looks like a tequila sunrise, and I was just joking because the drink, and I'm like, it's funny because that's the drink my mom always drank, and I'm like, I've never had tequila sunrise. And then that next day, when I went into my mom's and I was like talking to her, she's like, "Man, I had a drink. Guess what drink I had today?" I was like, "Fucking tequila sunrise." She's like, "Yeah, how the hell did you know that?" And I was like, "I'm fucking psychic." I'm like, I just knew because was a reminder of her type. And then I was thinking of the simulation.
But did you
theory.
already know she likes drinking tequila sunrises?
I already knew about the simulation theory. That's how I feel like I could become almost psychic. Because when she said that, yeah, and I knew she liked it. That's that's why I called it that. Because I'm like, it's funny. Where did I get that name? I'm like, oh yeah, my mom always drinks tequila sunrise. That's her drink. And so I was like, yeah, that's funny. That's why I called it a tequila sunrise. And then when she told me she took a drink, of course, you know, I know it's her drink, but you know, that's why I like it. Within just a short period of time, I had looped it all together. It was right on my mind, ready to go. I didn't have to, because she also liked mudslide or whatever, which is more common now.
Mudslides are gross.
But she's like, you know,
Mississippi
and so I'm like,
mudslide.
Mississippi.
and then think about that though. The reason she was telling me was because
Go back and listen to that episode.
which one was that?
I don't know, but it was
That one was
nasty.
god freaking amazing.
Was that
Did you get a
on
text
the Lost
right now?
Minds one?
Yeah, it was on our Lost Minds one. Is it Snow? He's like,
Yeah,
yo,
he's on his way.
I'm here. Where you at? Where you been? Holla at your boy. Holla, holla, holla.
Holla, 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 holla. Let me holla at you, bitch. Let me holla.
Yeah. Ha ha. It's like he's on the way. He's full stop for gas. He shouldn't be much longer.
Is he at the Mav?
Let's see. You at the map?
Tell him to grab a can of Copenhagen Black.
Okay, long cut. Yo, what you talking about there?
Okay. Dude, cold one.
What is it?
Copenhagen Black.
Grab a can.
Someone's screaming out there in the
Shoot, I'm gonna do it like this.
living room.
Copenhagen Black.
I think you even said it wrong. I can't spell it. Let me
right
just say
there.
it.
Get a
Copenhagen
can
Black.
of that Copenhagen Black.
Let me get some of that Copenhagen.
Siri knows
That
me.
shit's elusive, man. It's like Mew.
You want to bring
You
it
will
back to
never
simulation
find it.
theory? I was talking to that same shit about that with my brother.
What?
I'm like, man, you went to speech therapy and got rid of your speech impediment, and my speech impediment wasn't as bad as his. It was good enough that it went through. And my mom was like, it's fine. And I was like, you talk good and stuff. Now my speech impediment's
talk
here.
good.
You have good talk and all that kind of good.
Wait, your brother had speech impediment?
Yeah, dude. He was like,
How?
he had ear shunts when he was really young, and
fuck's
so
ear shunt?
so he should have had. It really fills up with like all kinds of fluid and things, and so it was and he really supposed to put tubes in it, supposed to drain, but he didn't do it, and so by the time it drained, him growing up and had learned language, it sounded like blah blah blah, and so when he would talk, he would understand everybody, but he would say it like funny. He'd be like blah 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 blah, blah kind of I'm totally exaggerating, but it was a slight speech impediment. And he went for speech therapy a few times, for a few years, you know, and you hear my brother now compared to me, but at the same time, I feel like, I don't know.
Are you retarded now? Not him?
Okay, what I'm trying to say, I'm just trying to justify how I might be retarded. Trying to push the blame. It's like, so, it's
The
not
reason
yeah,
I can't speak is because I got water in my ear.
it's jeans. It ain't me. It's like I got jeans or blue jeans or
A bluegrass.
501s.
That's weird. I never thought he spoke weird.
Yeah, he sounds good now, huh?
I honestly haven't talked to him since.
I haven't seen him in a while.
I haven't seen him in
Fortnite.
many moons.
And
I
like,
haven't seen him in a whole Fortnite.
probably like 12 full moons. No, it's been, I want to say a good 6 years since I've actually talked to him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a really long time. Like, I've seen him in the yard or doing something, and I'd like wave, but that's about it. I'm like, hey, Oliver, hey. Drive by. Hey, you, Oliver. No, there was that one time his car was broken or something.
Oh, yeah, when it was up, we went to go
Up the
over
U?
to grab him. Was that the U?
I think it was at the U. And I was in my, like, I think we were at work, right? It was at Garth.
Oh, yeah, it was.
It was like 4 years ago.
Yeah, that was 4 years ago, probably.
Did he have his voice fixed then?
Yeah. No, he did this when he was like 6.
What?
Yeah, 6 or 8.
That's when he had his voice fixed?
Yeah.
Oh, then fuck's sakes. Then I didn't know him since he was younger than that.
Yeah.
Well, I was like a fucking perv.
Yeah.
I wasn't there when he was 6. And if I was, I probably would have been like 10.
But it was funny because he would speak, and then, you know, I guess I could understand him. My mom, we all kind of grew up, and they're like, what's he saying? And we'd be like, he said this. You know,
It's like a fucking R2-D2.
yeah.
He doesn't like your kind.
Yeah, it's so funny. Yeah, who knows if I even know that. Yeah, he said, get fresh can of cola. Crack the top, please. I don't want to hurt my finger. Here you go.
Dude, that'd be so funny. How do you know what he's saying? I was living with him long enough.
I know these kind of things. It's like freaking out.
He's like, oh, he's not choking. He's trying to tell me something.
Oh, God.
I haven't had it, I guess also too, and I'm just keeping a sip. This is the first time I had a Dos Equis. I don't think in my entire
Not bad,
life.
huh?
I like them, yeah. 28 years of age. And I finally became
Interesting.
to know what it is to be like the most interesting man in the world.
No, you still don't know that. Trust me.
I'm having close.
Let me show you what it's like to be the most interesting man in the world.
Admir.
Well, I've only got a glimpse through a keyhole.
Who?
Through 2 rooms. One of the rooms didn't even have a light on. So it was fairly faint.
Is that how you pick up people? He's like, let
But imagine this.
me put a little bit of the most interesting man inside you.
It was bright. I could barely see anything but light. It was glorious. That's what it felt like to be 3 rooms away from the most interesting man in the world.
I could hear him walking
was
down the
close.
hallway. But they made that whole thing up. Like, that guy is just an actor, and then they put a different person's voice over it.
No way, dude.
Of course it is.
No
dude.
way did they make everything up in that commercial.
You kidding me? Dude? You mean to tell me he's walking on the moon without a mask?
I mean,
Wait a
he's not-
minute.
I mean to tell you he's
What?
not the most
You're
interesting
telling
man
me
in the
those
world.
Old Spice commercials are fake? That he
You mean to tell
can't?
me that the some bitch riding a wave runner with Dr. Pepper is false?
Yes.
God.
Giving out Dr. Peppers is fake? Snow here?
Oh, should have put it on through my... Hello?
Put it on speaker.
Put him on speaker, dude.
1 sec.
Blast
Hold
is
on.
full.
What?
Shut up, dude.
14D. That was Brian.
So how do I find this 14D?
Do you see...
It's the one with the big number 14.
Do you see my truck, or do you see...
I haven't seen any of your guys' vehicles yet, and I drove past this thing that said 14.
Oh, okay. That's it, dude. Just kidding. No.
Maybe.
Do you have... What kind of phone do you have?
Did the security guards let him in?
Can I FaceTime you?
Already?
I don't think the security guards let him in. Did you go through a checkpoint?
Have you gone through the checkpoint yet?
Armored guards, they look like they're from Israel.
There's a couple of armed guards up the road before you can come through.
There's all the guards on the road before I come through? No.
They might not have... Their arms might be in the building or in their cars, but they're guards.
What are you fucking talking about? You guys trying to fuck with me, man?
I'm just kidding. No. It's the part...
Of course you're fucking with me. I see you out there in this fucking truck.
Okay, good. Yeah, park right there. It's the 3rd floor.
Just go out there, dude.
Dropped off.
Well, we're gonna come outside on the balcony. We'll wave
Yeah.
to you.
Dun, 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 dun.
Okay, see ya.
Let's
Wait.
set up another microphone.
Just keep it going for a minute. Because we're just going to have Brink Snow right now.
What do you want me to fucking say? I can't keep the people stalled for an entire hour.
Fine then, I'll keep him still.
All right, people, this is going to be Comedy Hour with your friend, A.D. Meyer
A.D. Meyer and Ba'u Ayan.
and Ba'u Ayan. That's a good name. I like it. I think I'm going to take it.
But no,
Welcome to the
let's switch
Ba'u
to the-
Ayan A.D. Meyer
Should we keep it going? Let's do a beer break.
Beer break. Let's fucking just kill it.
Stop shooting. Why? Because you're gonna damage that beard. I like shooting. Well, you better get yourself some damn beard oil. Is that like a shield for my beard? It can be. Basically, it is a protective layer. It keeps your hair in the dry climate and altitude from the incredibly break. You're gonna need that. Yeah, you're gonna need it. You get a little crusty old dirt in your mouth. It falls right out. Nice and smooth and shimmery. Where do I get it? You go to breakanderson.com. You can click on the damn beard oils and just go use the promo code LASTMINDS. LASTMINDS, 15%. Alright, I'll go there right now. And don't be afraid to just keep adding everything you want to the cart. Hold this. I'll put 2 of them. Bye. They're all midgets and they all give good BJs. That's about it. They all give good blowjobs. Get your pork swords here. Pork swords. Park your short swords here. Just park them right inside one of these little butts. Ain't no pork swords like smells pork swords. Get your pork swords there. Let's go to some demon voice. Switch that. Wait, hold.
How's it sound normally first?
Normally.
Speaking of the mic, Mike, how do you sound?
You gotta get
Bend
right in
over,
there.
like right in the
Yeah,
boom.
you want to get up in that. Let's see, I'll crank your ass.
Is that where the mic is at? Is that the very top?
Yeah. Well, it's got microphones on the side here, and then the main mic's in the top.
Should we tape around it? With that masking tape?
It might make it sound.
So it doesn't
Whoa,
pick
I
up.
sound weird now. Did you lower mine?
The big dick
Maybe,
bandit.
yeah.
Boo.
Big dick.
We're all a bunch of tuny
Sounds pretty-
cans, and then
Hey,
we
that
got...
sounds pretty good. Keep going.
I can't hear nothing. I don't have no snare in my headphones.
Oh, we took all the power off yours so that we could hear.
Mother.
Sharing's caring.
Is that enough snare for you?
All right, I'm rolling a
Let's see,
dice.
hold on. What?
Day 48. Instant kill.
What kind of dice are you rolling?
Yeah, what are you rolling?
I was rolling 3 D20s.
Yeah,
45.
it's pretty weak for 3D20s, dude.
I know. 25. 20. That's like one dice.
There's a 1 no matter what.
A 1 die.
Rolls.
Total 39 die.
A D100. 1.
Is that
What
really a
do you-
D100?
No.
D100.
Dude,
Yeah,
the
the
design of the
200,
dice is
30.
kind of crazy, though. They're like how they can even
79.
I wonder
12.
what a D100 would look like in real life.
It's like that big.
It's just in a Rubik's Cube.
Fucking breaking shit every time you roll it.
It's just a circle, you roll it, and it just pops like the little magic 8 balls. It just
Yeah.
gives you a number.
It's like
You take it or leave it. That is the number you
Those
get.
basically got those little dice in there, huh? They're like freaking
Yeah.
multi-sided.
Basically, it's what is in there is a shape of a
What if
die.
you, dude? You should invent that. A fucking 8 ball, but each hole has a different die in it. So you pick it up, whatever. Oh, it's a D20. I'm gonna turn it to the D20 side, and you shake it, and then it'll show.
Oh, man.
Bada bing, bada boom.
That's kind of cool inside the thing.
You're a millionaire. Oh,
Man.
we're recording this.
Indeed.
Well,
We
We
it's
can
out
make
there.
it even cooler. If we
Oh, yeah, it's
We're
true.
done.
It just has like lights behind it,
But-
LED lights, and it shines the number you roll on the
Yeah.
ceiling. Yeah.
And if it's a 20 on a D20, like the
Oh,
best
yeah.
score, it goes.
Well, yeah, well, we have a little sound box and it just plays one noise.
If it's a 1,
If
Dude, it's going to be like the new cars, how they project your speed limit under the windshield and your direction and shit. So you don't even have to
Hello?
look down at it. It's just on your windshield.
Dude, rear view cameras, that shit is awesome.
You'll have
I feel
like Dre
a
Beats.
freaking scrub for not having one after.
well, have you seen the
Dude.
4-side ones?
Have you seen the Mercedes top-down view?
Yeah, my friend has a Jetta, and it does something like that too. It's
Where you could see like your car and then like everything around it?
Do that, like, because it's. I just don't understand. Like, it's
Is
got to
it-
be like some sort of.
Like some sort of fisheye or something, huh? On
Yeah.
each side.
Some
Because I
sort
know
of
they're
fisheye
both
lenses.
they're both on the mirrors. And there's one on the front bumper,
And there's
then
one
one
on
on
the
the
rear.
rear.
And they're fisheye lenses, so you could see like everything. It's like an old GoPro.
insane, dude.
It looks weird,
It's pretty cool.
and it projects
And what
everything
it
around
just
you.
gives you an image of like what the cameras are saying is around you from
Yeah.
top down because it can't really
Yeah,
live top down unless it's got a camera up
yeah.
above
It's like a
it.
third-person
You're
version of
fucking
your
driving
car.
a Google
Yeah.
Google Maps car
It's
around.
just got like a stick that comes out of the camera.
I can't go through the drive-through.
It's only 17 feet clearance.
Can't go to
Go in the
Fresh
parking
Market or
garage.
nothing like
That'd be horrible.
You just lose your camera. It's like
That would be a very expensive fuck up, though.
Fuck yeah, that'd be the worst. Dude.
that. Oh
Usually,
yeah,
I'd just be like a bird hit it. Insurance company cover it.
The Google self-driving cars crashed into like during their test. No, they got paid out.
Oh, yeah.
Google was expecting that. They're like, yeah, they'll finally hit somebody. We'll just pay it. It'll be worth.
Or did it hit somebody, or did somebody hit it?
I don't know.
All the Google
I
cars.
imagine it's going to hit something because people are.
I feel like it'll hit a person will hit it or something.
All the self-driving Google cars?
Yeah.
They all got hit by other people.
See,
Really?
so I feel
Yeah,
like-
they were in like 2 or 3 accidents. And
I
all the
imagine if
accidents
you
were in-
brake hard enough, there's no way, like, just super suddenly, like, out of nowhere. Like, say, a cliffside, you're coming around, it can't see you yet. And there's like,
I wonder how
traffic stop.
quick its response time is. Do you think it's quicker than
It's
human?
got to be
It's-
faster than a human.
Even if its
Like a
response time is
freaking
fast,
laser.
I'm talking about the capabilities of the hardware, of the brakes.
But it's following you
As a-
responsibly
as a
like a car length and a half
Well, if you
behind you.
Oh yeah, because a human couldn't even stop in
Yeah,
that
most
short
definitely
distance.
in, like, the... I'm just thinking, like, if it's got, like, a cliff, right? You're coming down this side. You don't know there's a traffic block over here. And it can't see that traffic block. It's coming around. It's in the closest lane. Makes that turn, and by the time its sensors realize there's another car there, you know? Just
You're
saying
fucked.
It's possible.
You're fucked. Yeah.
because a human couldn't even.
You said this was a
account
new
for that
battery?
error, huh?
Plus,
Yes.
if there's
It's like, boom.
If there's a
I'm gonna
nail
change the
on
battery
road,
on
it's
this
not gonna
mic.
know there's a nail there. You never know, you know? Like, it hits that tire, pops, spins, hits somebody.
I'm going to change the battery on this mic.
Oh really?
Because it's got an old battery on it. And I don't want it to be fucking dying on us.
Oh, okay.
It's an old battery.
Oh,
Just put it there. Right where batteries go.
where do batteries go?
Battery heaven.
What does happen with all the batteries?
You don't know? Send them to North Korea.
Hey, you can't recycle them. What do we do with batteries? And that's the problem with the electric car, right? With like Prius and all that kind of stuff. They have these big old electric batteries that once they go out, they're more expensive than the car, you know. And
To get rid of.
yeah, and you just can't too. I think isn't the recycle process for a battery really fucking hard?
No, I think they just crush them. And they
They
burn
just give them to that same guy that's crushing the spray cans.
Yeah, fucking blowing that shit out of his face.
Wait, what?
Remember that video of that guy smashing spray cans with a hammer? Oh, my fucking boss tried to make me do that with it.
Yeah, dude. Remember that episode we did?
Yeah, it's so funny. I do remember that. But have you seen that video of the guy doing it with fucking... And he goes like, he just takes his fucking axe and he's like... And just like... Right out of his face. He's like... He starts walking around and stuff like that. Dude, I'm so glad I'm... No, I shouldn't say that out loud, but I'm glad I'm not working at that place anymore, dude. That was so crazy. Like, some of the things that... Dude. Fucking, who would tell an employee to fucking hit a compressed anything with anything?
I'd tell my employee.
Here, take this thing that's the distance of your... not even the far of your forearm. Ooh, that's a good one.
Snowman looks at me like I just kicked somebody. He's like, what? When I was like, I'd tell my employee to break the compress can.
Hey, you. I don't like you. Go stand by the fucking forklift.
Can you read that? No? Good. It says flammable. Please go buy it. Oh, you don't know what that means? It's fine. It's fine. Just stand over there.
Smoke break, huh?
Flammable mean? It means you're hot. I'm pretty cute.
Hey, I don't roll that way, but thanks for the compliment. I'll go stand over there. Though.
Yes. People, you blind them with compliment. Oh, yeah, for sure. It's next thing you know.
You want to do a playback?
Oh, you want to hear what you sound like?
Yeah.
Dude, no, this is,
This is the end of the podcast. Unfortunately, all is withering away and falling around me. Everybody else is dead except for me. I have about 5 minutes left, and I'm gonna spend it fapping so hard right now. See you motherfuckers on the other side.
Thank you for listening to the Lost Mind Podcast. And just remember, everything you've heard here is just a pipe dream.